Want to know why? Ask how. Howard, the humongous. There are a lot of massive mysteries to Donald Trump's amazing, unbelievable success. And one of them has to do with the pecking order, status, and a theory called rational self-interest. Here's the mystery. Working class folks who dropped out of high school should vote for the socialist. Bernie Sanders, the guy who wants to lift working class people in the world. Working class white guys should vote for the guy who wants to raise their minimum wage, who wants to give a free college education to their kids, and who wants to create millions of working class jobs by upgrading our deteriorating infrastructure. We are so behind in our infrastructure that it looks like we are a third world country. So Bernie should be the working class dream candidate, right? Absolutely wrong. It's the very opposite. White working class guys without a high school degree are voting for, guess who? Donald Trump. Why? Trump is a lottery ticket. Here's how it works. Upper middle class people, us intellectuals, tend to embrace socialism. We like to feel we are working to lift the proletariat, to lift the working class. Why do we get pleasure out of laboring for the working class? It's the pecking order. How high you are in a pecking order depends on how many people are beneath you. If you become the champion for a voiceless working class, that gives you the feel of being an aristocrat. Someone who, like the landowning aristocrats of old, has his people, his serfs, his peasants. But guess what? Working class American whites who didn't make it through high school have no interest in being your peasants or mine. None at all. They don't want middle class champions to be their voice. They are attracted to the party of the super rich, the Republican Party, the party that wants to destroy the safety net that serves them, welfare, Social Security, food stamps, free education for their kids, and medical insurance. Now there's a theory in psychology, economics, and a lot of the social sciences. It is the reigning theory of our time. It's called rational choice, rational self-interest, the rational choice model. And that model says that every time you make a decision, you calculate which of your choices will serve your interests the best and which of your choices will win you the most in resources like food, clothing, and money. Makes sense, right? But the rational choice model doesn't work in economics, it doesn't work in psychology, and it doesn't work in the battle between Bernie and Donald Trump. In that battle, Bernie, by the way, as of polls this week from CNN and ORC, wins in a head-to-head contest with Donald Trump 55 to 43%. Yes, 55 to 43% against Trump, a 12 percentage lead, and Bernie is now up to 5 million campaign donations. But among the white working class, it's Trump all the way. Among the white working class, it's the Republicans who's winning. Now, this is totally irrational to vote against your own self-interest. How irrational to vote for the party of the billionaires. Billionaires who want to give themselves tax breaks. Billionaires who want to end requirements for safety standards in your place of work. Yes, billionaires who want to increase their profits by making the factory or the mine you work in more dangerous. How very much against white working class males' own rational self-interest. So why do middle class males, white working class males, vote for the guy with the money? Now, if I could find my place in this little script that I wrote you, because backing the super rich is like playing the lottery. It gives you a vicarious sense of rubbing up against the possibility of wealth. By identifying with those who are raking in the cash, you feel closer to that cash yourself. After all, the liberty that Republicans claim to fight for is supposed to include your right to get rich. But more important, by voting for the rich guy, by voting for the bully with the weird red hair, you get the thrill of despising someone. You are free to despise immigrants. You are free to despise Muslims. And thanks to Republican conservatives, you are free to despise, guess who? The intellectual middle class. You get to hate the liberals. Yes, the mushy-hearted liberals who are committed to helping, guess who? You, if you're a member of the white working class or the black working class. Remember, generosity and helping others is a weird hierarchical act. He who gives, the generous one, the one who's giving things away, is on top of the pecking order. And he who is forced to receive is on the bottom of the pecking order. Believe it or not, white working class males do not want to be on the bottom of your pecking order, mine, Bernie Sanders, of anyone's. There's another thrill to attacking upper middle class intellectuals like me, for example, for our liberalism. That kind of attack is called altruistic punishment. Altruistic punishment is punishment of a transgressor for doing something we all agree is wrong. And the Republican conservative philosophy says that everything liberals do is wrong. Altruistic punishment ups the level of dopamine in your brain. Yes, you get dopamine, a cocaine-like pleasure-producing chemical, for attacking liberals. Let's go back to our starting questions. Why do upper middle class intellectuals champion the interests of the working class? And why do working class white voters identify with the super rich, the billionaires who are trying to strip the working class of its safety nets? It all comes down to the pecking order. It all comes down to the hormones of hierarchy. It all comes down to the thrill of status. For some, Donald Trump is dopamine. For some, Donald Trump is a thrill. This is Howard the Humongous, speaking to you from the future. It's your job and my job to make. Or, want to know why? Ask how. And now, for that impossible, hidden, utterly out of sight off button. I think I've found it.